Hallo Horrorfilmfans und Freunde der etwas fragwürdigen Filmkost. Im Rahmen des Fantasy Filmfest hatte ich nicht nur die Gelegenheit, den neuen Film der Inside-Macher Among the Living anzuschauen, sondern ich konnte auch dem Regisseur Julien Maury noch ein paar Fragen stellen. Was ich gefragt habe und was er geantwortet hat, das seht ihr jetzt. I've been to a film festival, the Fantasy Film Fest in Munich, Bavaria, and I had the chance to see the new movie of the Inside directors Among the Living, and I also had the chance to ask director Julien Maury a couple of questions.
I was wondering why after Inside you didn't decide to make another very extreme movie, because it obviously made you quite popular and like you've got a lot of fans in the horror community, especially because of Inside. So why not another extreme movie? Why Livide?
Just because we didn't want to do the same movie again, and we as you know, with Alexandre, we before being directors, we are horror fans and genre fans in general, and so we as directors would like to explore all these subgenre. You know, we are big fans of ghost story, of monster movies, of slashers, of you know, giallo, and so in an imaginary world, we would love to you know, to do a movie of each of the subgenre that we love, and to, you know, to explore those genres. And so yes, after Inside, we were attracted by this this, you know, old-fashioned ghost story. You know, we wanted to sort of pay a tribute to the old movies from the Hammer and from the 70s, the 60s, 70s, and something more classical. And we knew that some fans were expecting more hardcore, more gore, but you know, we were more interested in, you know, trying different things, and but maybe we are going to come back to a more extreme horror in the years to come, but for the moment we are more in this attitude to try different things.
I was wondering why the French directors were so cruel at the time. Why were there so many very violent movies? Was it like, just like you said, that you wanted to make a tribute to the old movies you liked, or has it even maybe political reasons with riots and banlieues, or?
Honestly, I don't know. I think it was the perfect timing at the, you know, back in 2006, 5, 6. You know, a lot of journalists ask themselves the question, you know, why this wave of really extreme and hardcore movies, but maybe it's the result of years and years and decades of frustration, and not being able to see the cinema that we love, you know, on big screen in France, and I mean French horror cinema, and so maybe it was all this, you know, his tension, his pressure, and we in an unconscious way, you know, we wanted maybe to express it and you know, to yell on people on screen and to splatter them, but it's just an interpretation. It's for Alex and I, it was much more simple, because we, as I said, it was just what we wanted to do at that time. We were, you know, we grew up by watching horror movies since our youngest age, and it's part of our DNA, our culture, and so we don't know how, you know, what to do. Give us a comedy script, and we are going to be totally lost, and we don't know what to do with it. So so when we had this opportunity to direct our first feature, for us it was obvious. You know, we when I met Alex, he had the first draft of Inside, and I read it and I say, wow, if we succeed doing that movie in France, we are the king of the world and of the world. And so basically that's what happened. You know, it wasn't calculated. You know, it wasn't a move of, you know, like, okay, we are going to do a really extreme movie to shock people, and what could we find, you know, as an extreme way to die, and pregnant woman, yes. No, it wasn't at all the move. You know, we were like much more passionate about the movie, and as I said, we are hardcore fans. Before being directors, we are seeing horror movies almost every day, almost every night, and so we still love that kind of movies. So for us, it was totally natural. For the others, for Pascal, for Xavier, they all have different backstories, and I know that Xavier was driven a lot, of course, by the idea of paying an homage, a tribute to this kind of movies, like. Himself, he was a lot influenced by Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and he wanted to, and of course he was influenced by all the riots and the political election that we had at that time in France, and the importance that the extreme right wing had at that time, and still had, unfortunately. And so I think we all have our personal backstory, and honestly, I don't know what link is between all these movies.
So when I asked you the first question, you already said that you might eventually do another very cruel movie again. So we won't see Inside 2, or will we?
For the moment, it's not, you know, it's not on our schedule. Not the sequel of Inside, but and honestly, it's the film, the movie is quite known, but only among the fans. You know, it's not. It's not a blockbuster, or so.
It couldn't become a blockbuster in Germany because it was banned. So.
yeah, I heard that. Yeah. And I remember for the DVD release, I discovered that the movie was cut. And we weren't aware of that, and I remember when I put the movie in my DVD player, I was like, what the hell? And I heard also that the movie was withdrawn from the stores. You cannot find it anymore in Germany.
Yeah, it was. It couldn't get an uncut release, so the publisher, German publisher, distributor, they decided they had to cut scenes out of it because of the extreme violence, and this cut version got banned. Wow. So I guess the censor people doing the censorship, they haven't seen the uncut one. Probably better.
Yes, but okay. So yeah, no sequel to Inside, but we have tried to develop other really dark movies, and but it's really hard to find money for that kind of project in France, and the more hardcore you are, the more gory,
the less money
the less you have money, and so.
I saw on your account on the Internet Movie Database that you are working or were working on a short film for the ABCs of Death Part 2, is that right?
Yes.
What can you tell us about that one?
It's the movie is finished, and it's going to be released. It has started the festivals this week, I think. Yeah. And it's going to be released in some selected theaters in the United States in the beginning of October, or maybe for Halloween, and it's going to be on VOD on the beginning of October. So yeah, it's really simple. We have had an email from the producers, and they offered us to be part of the director's gang, and so we of course said yes really quickly, because we love this type of film, I don't know how to say in English, but the film à sketch in French, and so we were at that time shooting Among the Living. We were in Bulgaria, and they said choose 3 letters and that you like, and we will do our best to give you at least one of these 3 letters. And unfortunately, they gave us the X, the X, like Xavier Jean's for the first one, and that's it. So we shot it during the post-production of Among the Living, and during one day of shooting with the same technical crew, with our DOP and the special effect team and people that are used to work with us. And
so I guess you won't tell me what you have done with the axe.
No, I'm not supposed to. I'm not even supposed to say that we have the X, but I don't care.
Oh, all right. So.
No. Now the movie is going to be released. It's okay. But hey, and I heard that in Germany, the first one is they cut 4 segments. And so they called it 22 Ways to Die.
Yeah.
I bought the Blu-ray in Saturn just to give it to Xavier Jean, because they cut his segment and it's still in the credits, like directed by Xavier Jean.
Okay, cool. So